Man, mrekk just overtook WhiteCat for the #1 spot on the Osu global rankings. It was a long time coming, but for the first time in a year and a half, there's a new #1 player in the world. The competition is a bit rough because he'll have to deal with WhiteCat, Atrina, Vaxei, and so many others, but let's see what he can do. Oh my god. On April 8th, 2021, with a hidden double-time FCN Colors Power Knee Omakasero, mrekk reached #1 on the Osu global rankings. At the time, no one in the universe saw this coming. WhiteCat had by far the most dominant hold on the top spot Osu had ever seen. Ever since he passed Vaxei to reach #1 on October 6, 2019, he held onto the #1 spot for 550 days in a row. Those 550 days spanned from October 2019 through the entirety of 2020 and lasted until April 2021. This was the longest anyone held on to the #1 spot in Osu history, with second place being Shigatora's 455-day reign from 2016 to 2018. These two eras were solely dominated by one player who constantly destroyed the game in ways no one thought was possible. While others were trying to keep up with them, they constantly left everyone in the dust and never looked back. But now, times have changed, and I feel like we are currently living in mrekk's era. Ever since he overtook the #1 spot, not only has mrekk kept a hold on it, he's increased the gap between him and second place to a margin so large, he's not going to lose his spot for a long time. mrekk has a gap of a little more than 2.8 thousand PP between him and Atrina. To put that into perspective, the biggest margin WhiteCat had over second place during his dominant reign was 2.7 thousand PP. Not only has mrekk claimed the #1 spot and ended the most dominant reign in Osu's history, he's already bridged the gap between him and second place that no one else has done before. Let that sink in for a second. Now, it's one thing if the scores that mrekk is setting are abusable farm spam, but this couldn't be farther from the truth. Not only has mrekk set many legendary scores since becoming the #1 Osu player, I don't think there's a single player in the entire world who could replicate any of the scores that he's set. The only double-time FC on Euphorium, the only double-time FC on the Pretender, the only double-time FC on Light It Up, both United's, Kimi no Boken, the Stellarium remix, on top of many other scores that I didn't mention. Imagine going back in time and telling someone that the Pretender and United would have a hidden double-time FC and that Magma would have a 3-mod SS. They probably would have laughed at you, told you that shit is impossible, and laugh at you some more. Well, now you could tell them that the impossible has happened, and that the same person would do all of that within 4 months. If you're interested in his PP gains, well, I have something to tell you. Recently, mrekk tweeted that he keeps farming by accident and that no one is going to catch up to him. You know what he did? The man set 6 1000 PP plays in 48 hours. This is not normal. This is alien-like. Remember how it took nearly 12 years since Osu's creation for the very first 1K to be set? Well, mrekk is now setting these types of scores in his sleep. He has 38 1K PP plays, which is by far the most out of any player. 38 1K PP plays might not sound like much on the surface until you realize the person with the second most amount of 1K PP plays, Atrina, has just 11. Here is a table showing how many 1K PP plays each person has. And here is a graph of the same data. This feels wrong. Something that feels even more wrong is realizing that he has 38 1K PP plays while the rest of the world only has 34. mrekk has more 1K PP plays than the rest of the entire world combined. I want to throw up just thinking about that. You know, I wouldn't be making this video if there weren't some crazy stats, some crazy achievements, or some crazy knowledge. But above all else, I wouldn't be making this video if something crazy didn't happen recently. So aside from the 6 1K PP plays he set in 2 days, how about a 1.5K PP choke? Yes, this is real, and I'm questioning my existence as we speak. Now this is just one of many absurd mrekk Osu stats, but things get crazy when I tell you this. As you already know, mrekk has the PP record for the highest PP play. Oh, and he has the second highest PP play, and the third highest PP play, and the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 11th, 14th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th highest PP plays. mrekk has 14 of the top 20 PP plays, and the top 8 highest PP plays. And if we were to make an Osu profile with the top 100 plays among all players, mrekk would account for 42 of those top 100 plays. mrekk has 42 of the top 100 PP plays in Osu. We are not living in a simulation. This is dominance. From the looks of it, it's going to be a while until someone passes mrekk to claim the #1 spot for themselves. Actually, I'm confident that it's going to take so long that I'll tell you guys to mark your calendars for October 11th. If mrekk holds on to the #1 spot until October 11th, 2022, it will mark the 551st day that mrekk has held on to the #1 spot, officially cementing his reign as the most dominant Osu has ever seen. Only time will tell if that will happen, but for now, we'll just have to wait to see what will happen in the meantime. What ridiculous scores will mrekk set? Who will be the one to step up and be the one to challenge his throne? While we don't know the answers to these questions yet, one thing is for certain. This is mrekk's world, and we are living in it. Thank you for watching. And like the main menu says, see you next time.